city with your girls on the weekend. 17 nights on your best day. I was party till you turn out with your man. Arguments all day with your friends. Just to go out, gotta fight for the shit. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry, I was just playing a little bit of Roy Woods, getting me into the mood. Um, Again, this will be my last streaming for today because I have to go study and do a bunch of things. But yeah, I thought I would open up some more about my struggles. I've just been like healing from my PTSD, and I know that like when mental health comes up, it's almost like a stigma because we don't want to believe in it, and I tried to shove it off for like the longest time ever. But then something happened. I had a mental breakdown about 2 years ago. A lot of things happened in my life that kind of shaped me into this like just depressive person, and I had a lot of shit go down in my personal life that I couldn't really control. But most importantly, like I think having a traumatic like personal life in terms of growing up with like a dysfunctional family, it just kind of gave me a bunch of shock. And I tried to see a therapist about it, but it didn't really help as much as when I started helping myself. So I actually moved out of my mom's house. I got my own place renting, and it helped a lot because I learned how to sit with uncomfortable emotions and try to actually process them and see if there's any significance to them, because I know emotions come and go, but they're always teaching us something. So there are times like even with work and like having my own ambitions and school and trying to get in fitness, but those things, like no matter how perfect you are on the outside, if your heart's not fully healed, you'll always have those issues. So I've been lately working on figuring out when it is that my PTSD gets triggered. So it's often when I think about my parents' divorce, and often when I think about like stressful memories from my childhood, and a lot of people that kind of broke boundaries that they shouldn't have, and basically told me things that kind of stuck in my head forever. And I know that like the world is can be a nasty place. I'm known to be nasty myself sometimes, a nasty woman. Shout us, yeah, no. But I was gonna say shout outs to Hillary Clinton, but I just cannot even compare on her level because of the things she has achieved academically, and in her life. But yeah, healing from something traumatic doesn't take very it doesn't happen in a short amount of time. Actually, I think it's a lifelong journey where you have to kind of sit with yourself and love yourself through all your pain and your healing. And I know it'll probably take me about 5 to 10 years to kind of really fully accept everything that's happened, and acceptance is the hardest part, but healing has been really helpful. I Some of the things, like I can give you guys a few tips that might actually help. I and I know that most of my videos are pretty fast paced as well. Like I talk really fast, so I apologize about that. I'm gonna kind of try to tone it down in terms of how fast I'm speaking because I don't want you guys to miss anything. But basically, try going for long walks in nature to get in touch with your body, because there's trauma stored up in different parts of you. So if you've been like physically abused, it's down there. Around the shoulders and the back, if there's tension, there's like just stress and trauma just stored up. I'm not a licensed psychologist. I neither do I plan to be. But if I was to say anything, I would say go for long walks. They help as well. Kind of just reach radical self acceptance. Instead of pinning yourself and your identity into a box based on what advertisements show you what life is supposed to look like. You kind of just like learn what you need and what you don't need, because a lot of stuff that we like hold on to, like a lot of ideals and like the perfect future, like it makes you so heavy and uncomfortable, and you just hold on. It's more baggage for you, psychologically speaking, and in your spirit, but you don't need it. I mean, I don't need it. I don't know about you. I can't make comments on someone else's life, although I would love to. Um, some people are just calling for it, you know? And I don't think that PTSD is an excuse or part of my identity, but it is something I'm going through. And I know I will come out stronger on the other end, but Even, like, if you notice, like, my body's so tense, like, even talking about it, and, like, other videos I've talked about, I've been so free flowing, so, like, in the mood, like, everything is fine. But, like, now, like, I think, like, I look fine, like, my hair is great, my top is beautiful, and, even with all of this, like, glam. Oh, I love it. I love how my hair parts this way. Even with all this glam and everything, it's just it's hard to open up because you're kinda exposing yourself, but, like, PTSD is a real thing. It happens to war veterans, and it happens to mothers after giving birth, and happens to people who go through really stressful life situations, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, no matter what form it comes through. I suggest, like, you open up to a friend that really cares, and if you think that nobody cares, which, I mean, sometimes in some people's lives, nobody actually cares, not even their parents, then heal yourself, like, do what I did, go for long walks, lots of water, work, save money, and just kind of work towards your dreams even if nobody else is supporting you. That's what I'm doing. But, you know what? It's it takes time, and you have to accept that it's gonna be a really painful healing. Like, it might actually hurt a little bit more because it's almost like you take, like, that scab, um, you pick at it, it's, like, deep, right? Like, you just keep picking the scab off and, like, exposing the raw wound. That's almost like what you're doing. You have to go back to that painful place, and I know nobody has a time for it, so the only thing you can do is take it one day at a time, slowly, 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 like, recognize, oh, for example, like, every time I'm, like, done work or I'm not working, I feel so uncomfortable. I'm like, I have to be a workaholic because, that's the only way I will feel normal, but it's not. It's just me trying to avoid my actual self and my feelings, and you can only do it for so long until it catches up to you. So I hope this helps, and I know, like, I'm not a licensed psychologist again or a therapist, but I know, that I'm willing to accept my PTSD, and if you have your own issues, you should be able to do exactly the same. And I wish you guys best of luck in your journey. Write to me, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, have a discussion. Mental health is important, just as important, to our hearts as all the other features and parts of our life that we really treasure and we want to keep. I mean, when our friend is having a bad day, we rush over, like, to their house, and we're like, "Yeah, I'll make you dinner," and, like, "How do you feel? Are you okay?" But or, like, we do it for our partners. Why can't we do it for ourselves? Because it's the hardest thing in the world, and it's that your PTSD is telling you that. So I hope you guys can heal just like I can, or I'm trying to. Hope you have a good day.